Greetings, everybody. Greetings from Hanover. We are with the CTO of Schneider Electric, Aurélien Le Sant. Welcome.
Thank you.
Maybe start with the role of AI and perhaps the generative AI in the context of industrial automation.
So with the rise of software-defined automation and the scarcity of expertise on the market, the artificial intelligence has the opportunity to drastically improve efficiencies all across the life cycle. It allows you to automate complex and simple tasks and repetitive tasks as well in order to gain pace in development and to free up energy of your experts.
Got it. So when you talk about freeing up the experts, you're talking about generating IEC 61131 code. Are you talking about generating screens with it? You're generating those type of simple codes and allow the process engineer to focus on a process versus how to write a code?
We're thinking about completely assisting the experts through the engineering journey in order to make himself more efficient, more ready to answer to customer needs, and getting the right tools to go faster ultimately on the market.
Got it. Now, what does AI-enabled industrial automation journey looks like? Paint the picture for the audience.
So start with design assistance. You know, when you start an application, you get a lot of materials to start from. Can be PNID, can be overall specification, error management, and more importantly, from existing projects, things that you have done in the past and how you have achieved it, you know, with which library and how it has been done. And all that is a context that you are using to answer to the request of your users. So through large language model and this kind of context, you are able to create a first skeleton, a first architecture of application, which help you to go faster. Second step will be to use code generation, PLC code generation. You know that today in traditional software development, GitHub Copilot, Amazon Code Whisperer are becoming tools very popular. There is no reason why it would be different for industrial automation. And we're able, with the right context and the right know-how, the secret recipe from Schneider, to generate IEC PLC code, which is very efficient and able to help the customer and the engineers to accelerate the development.
Got it. Now, so I heard Tesla at the beginning of the year replaced 300,000 lines of code with AI generated. So now you're looking at plants with thousands of code getting automatically generated with Gen AI. That's what painted the picture. That's what that industrial automation of future looks like.
But the future looks like better code, meaning that not only you generate code, but you can reuse existing code and pass code to better understand it if it has been done by another expert, by someone 5-10 years ago. Reuse that and through generative AI, you can as well improve the quality of the code. And improving the quality means putting the right comments, the right documentation around the code, the right unit testing next to it, test data generation, test planning, and so on. And it allows you to have something which is really compelling and improve the quality overall of your application in the long run, meaning that if you come back 2 years, 5 years later with maybe another expert, the code will be easier to maintain and easier to understand for them.
Makes sense. Now, can you walk our audience to some examples, specifically within the Schneider Electric software, how you're sort of adding AI into the software?
Sure. So here in Hanover, we have two good examples. First one is about automation experts or engineering tool. This engineering tool is asset-centric, meaning that you start by defining what you want to do, what your application should do, rather than programming a given hardware. So that's great because prompt engineering is all about describing what you want to do. So we have a good match there, and we have nice quality inspection use cases here, where through few prompts we're able to generate a first skeleton of application, integrate some PLC IEC code within it, and even add documentation, comments, and all the things to have a properly usable code. So that's, I would say, a first demo that we have here. Second is about our multi-carrier offer. Programming a multi-carrier offer or multi-carrier product is quite a complex task. You need to have a strong expertise. It's a lot of trials and error. And through artificial intelligence, we're able to drastically accelerate the creation of the application by taking the context, understanding what is the profile of the multi-carrier, understanding the motion profile, the motion constraint, and defining what the objective throughput will be. By doing that, we're able to propose to the user ready-made base of code that he can start from. And in addition, you are even able to optimize this by defining as a criteria how much energy efficiency is the application going to use, and getting the code to be very optimized around it. So thanks to this, the expert will spend time to refine the application and get the extra benefit out of it, rather than creating it from scratch and spending time on the trial and errors as usual.
Got it. Exciting times ahead, yet somewhat scary, right? When I started my career, with a PC-based control software, one line of code could actually do certain damage or could actually kill somebody. Then later on moved into the visualization aspect, which, okay, a screen, it's not quite there, doesn't work, it doesn't kill anybody. What keeps you up at night as a CTO of a large technology player like Schneider Electric?
So to come back to the risk around the generated code, we still have the human, the expert, validating if the code is usable. You still have your test being done, and in the multi-carrier application that I was mentioning, we're generating IEC code, readable code, highly readable code. So that's not very different from before, and we are having all the safety in place by your traditional process. So that being said, what keeps me awake at night? I would say there are two things. The things which are a bit scary, or at least that we have to be ready for, about cybersecurity, about making sure that our offers are reliable and so on. That's the things where we want to bring the extra efficiency around our R&D teams. And it's all about competitiveness. And that's, as a CTO, is very important. But second things which keeps me awake at night are the positive stuff. The opportunities with 5G, with edge, with software-defined automation, with artificial intelligence, obviously, and all that is very appealing, and it's how to get faster to innovate and how to bring new value to our customers.
Yeah, on that excitement mode, I'm super excited to be alive in this age in the fast-moving age. Now, I'm also on advisory board at Cleveland State University for the computer engineering department. What advice do you have for some of the recent grads that are going into this space, right? That may have maybe 5-10 years ago would have not been as attractive because it's not a mobile app, but now there is a mobile app in manufacturing, so they have the same tools. What advice do you have for those folks that are going on this journey now?
I think that's a great time. As you said, a lot of technologies are arriving at a common time, and it's quite exciting as a CTO as well, because you have a lot of technology being ready for prime time. And I think for young engineers, that's not different. They can come to the market with things that they will learn at school that existing workforce didn't learn, and bring this added value, the combination of automation plus new technologies to bring extra efficiencies. I think by doing that, it's first very interesting technologically. In terms of purpose, working to bring more efficiency around the plant, to lower the carbon impact of an application in a plant, I think is a very appealing goal. And I think my last advice will be don't hesitate to push as well the industrial like us with the new technology, with a new way of working, because there is space to do better, and it comes as well with a new generation. So I think for new engineers, there is a lot to do.
Thank you for sharing your insights with our audience. And if you're in the audience, have questions for Aurélien, feel free to leverage the hashtag or stop by in the booth. There are lots of experts here in Hanover throughout the week. And hopefully we'll have Aurélien back on one of the online sessions in the future and answer more questions. But we're happy to get those questions addressed via his team.
It will be my pleasure. Thank you a lot.
Thank you.